Okay. All right. Hey guys.
Hi.
All right. We are here. We are here on our first. Well, this is episode 3 for our behind the scene first date conversation. I have with me today these lovely two lovely couples. They're not a couple, but they're gonna have a conversation. Um, and so I'm going to introduce everyone. I'm going to give them an opportunity to speak. We have Yolanda Garrett who's going to join us later on. And so we'll introduce her later on. So first we'll start from top to bottom. We have Carlos Scott, who reigns from the ATL. Then to the bottom of Carlos, we have Michelle Holmes, who reigns from NYC. And then we have Demar Rogers, who is in our DMV area. I'm so glad that you guys had the opportunity to join us today. And I'm looking forward to the conversations. And so without further ado, because I know that we are running behind time and I want to be respectful of everyone's time, we're going to get into the conversation. And so myself and Carlos are going to be backstage while Michelle and Demar have their 5-minute conversation. All right, so let's do this. Okay.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Demar. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
What part of New York you live in?
I live in Queens, so
Oh.
yeah. Have you ever been before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamaica?
No, I live in a different part.
Okay, all right, I got you.
No, I'm in a really huge Jewish community, but
Oh, got you. Are you from there originally?
no, I'm originally from DC.
Okay.
I lived in North Carolina for a little bit as well. What part of DC do you live in?
Southeast.
Okay. Oh, okay. I have family over there. So
Okay.
I was originally growing up in Northeast over on 10th Street.
Okay.
And so
That's like Brooklyn, right?
No, I mean, it's not, it's like walking distance from Eastern Market.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you.
So, yeah, it was really nice. And then I worked there. I've been living in New York for about 10 years now. And where are you from originally?
Memphis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Born and raised. I've been here for a while, though.
What's a while?
22.
22 years?
Yeah, 22.
Wow.
Yeah, 22 years.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 23. Maybe. I came here right after high school. And just
okay. So yeah, you pretty much.
Yeah, I saw a post the other day. It said, I guess I'm Memphis raised, DC made. Trying to sound hip, so I guess it's something like that. I thought it was I was like, it's kind of corny but cool, I guess. So
are you gonna use it?
I'm gonna use it. That's my new tagline. So
all right.
I got a little bit of both in me. Yeah.
I think they're telling you something in the chat.
Oh, I can't see. Let me see. Oh, I don't know. Turn on my ring light. Let me see.
Well, in the meantime, I can keep talking to you.
Okay.
So,
we don't want to lose our time. Look, we got
I know. Do you mind me asking what you do for a living?
Yeah, I don't mind. Police, detective in DC.
Oh, okay.
Up in the Southeast area.
So you work for the Metropolitan PD.
LPD.
How long?
Ooh, 15 years.
Okay, and so what division are you in? Or
7th District, Southeast.
Okay, okay. And do you do
Yeah.
regular patrol, or are you detective?
Detective.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
an attorney, and so I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out how much it makes sense with what I do up here.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Is it criminal?
I used to be a prosecutor,
Okay.
and now I deal with police corruption and misconduct.
Hey, I'm with it. Hey,
Gotta root out the bad seeds.
hey, we're not in the best light right now. So I definitely
But
agree.
it's not just, in one area, it's kind of across the board. So
No, I agree. Bad apples got to go. I totally agree.
How do you feel about police reform?
Oh, I'm big about it. I think we need it. Yeah, it's a lot of. We need a lot of good training. The problem is not the recruiting is not that good, but a lot of people just don't want to do it now. So you're not pulling from a good pool right now. You're not getting from the neighborhood. Like it was good to have the guys that's from the neighborhood police their neighborhoods where they're from. So it's a whole different aspect. Right. But you get a lot of guys that's from maybe like we get a lot of guys from like small towns, Pennsylvania, and then they come here for the job. It's not the same love. It's not the same attention you need.
Right.
So you're not gonna get the same protecting and serving you do. So we get that a lot. It's big right now.
So I was gonna ask a question, but I completely forgot I forgot what it was.
I got you. Maybe it's not the last time. So definitely think about it. That's good. We definitely need it though. I totally agree. We need it's a lot going on, man. And we need to really bring back the aspect. If we remember that we're public servants, then that's what's big. We're here to serve the public, and we lost that aspect a long time ago, I think. So
right, I agree. And to your point earlier, I really do think that there needs to be a more comprehensive background check, and they've really got to do a better job at finding the right candidates, because I think the police are necessary, but you don't want to. There's like those bad, like I said before, the bad apples. Yeah. But I think it's important to have, a connection to the community. So I think that that's great that you're living in the neighborhood that you are, that you're working in, because it affects you directly too. And
it does.
It makes you have some stuff at stake as well.
It does. And it feels good. It feels like I'm back maybe in the 1940s where, the guys knock on my door and I go handle it. I had a situation the other day. It's a lady who live upstairs and her grandson was just acting up, and I was there to help. So that feels good.
That's good.
No, it's big. So I like that. I like it a lot.
That's really good. Do you do anything for fun? Well, I'm sure you do. So what do you do for fun?
My new vice a couple years ago was cigars, so I definitely love the lounges. I love that. I like that.
Is Ozio still around? I'm so sorry to cut you off. Is Ozio still around?
It actually got bought last year.
Oh wow!
Pre-COVID though, it wasn't COVID. A lot of people think it's COVID, but no. Yeah, last year. So it was a big deal. So I was there for the going away. I guess the last bash, but no, it's some good spots opening it up. That's around.
In the city or in Maryland or in
the city. I try to stay more in the city to support that. I definitely I got to do black owned, black operated. I try to support that. Yeah. So got some good spots opening up.
Very
good. Good, great service too. That's what I love about it. The spots
really?
Yeah, you feel like you gotta go because they treat you so good.
So what are some of your favorite spots?
Petworth. I was there today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's my spot. And it's crazy. The owner, great guy. He's actually MPD's chaplain. He's a retired chaplain. So that's a good spot. Yeah.
I don't know if you're keeping track of the time.
I'm not. I don't know if they're going to cut us off or not.
I don't either.
They just forgot about us.
I don't know.
No. We did it. The conversation was going so good. I didn't want to interrupt. But you guys did great. How did you, so first we'll start with Michelle. What are your thoughts on the conversation with Demar?
Shoot. We like put one of these on the feedback right now.
Huh?
Oh, okay. Really easy to choose. I like it. Conversation. I think there's really good. You have your background. That as well.
Okay. All right. And Demar, what about the conversation with Michelle?
Oh, it went well. It flowed easy. I heard it. Echo. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, it went well. A lot of comment with the criminal person aspect. So that was dope. She kind of knew where I was coming from, and she had an open mind to it. A lot of people kind of close mind when they hear that. And
Right.
nowadays, I'm like, because I used to teach too, and nowadays I'm a teacher. So like it's not a it ain't really honorable to say that. That what you do, why I do.
Right. Well, I love that you both were open about just kind of, this is who I am, and you just kind of like put that out there. I thought that was very good. Michelle, I did hear you stumble one time. Was there a question that made you feel like, wait, I don't think I want to disclose that too soon?
No, I just couldn't remember what I was.
Okay.
I still don't. It flows. You know how.
Right. So, and I like that you guys made that connection right away with that similar interest. It's funny enough, I thought you guys we'll get to the point that you're both in Divine Nine organizations. I thought you guys would get there. Yeah. And so I was looking forward to that. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be good, But I love the conversation. I thought you guys did excellent. And I think it's just because you just kept it natural and just go with the flow. Right.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it seemed natural. Like it was just like there was no reservations. There was no like that first time and which is, you guys, this is like, live in front of everyone, right? And so to just kind of be so upfront and presenting yourself just with that level of authenticity, I think it was great.
Sasha, you originally told us many minutes, and you later told us 5 minutes. So you kind of always a little time.
Right. And you know what? And I think, we gotta like add Carlos. We had some technical difficulties with Yolanda, who's still working through it. But it wouldn't be sunshine if there wasn't any rain. So it's all good. But yeah, I thought you guys did really well. And, I really appreciate you guys coming on here and having this conversation in front of everyone, right? And, what tips from your conversation or what from first days, because since you guys were such a natural at this, would you give to our audience that are watching? We could start ladies first, Michelle.
All right, I'll go first. I think that it's really important to be comfortable and don't really have to support something that really not. That's at least the policy that I always go on. And I think it's some safe area really about where you're from, living, those kinds of business, good icebreakers. And so I think if we had kept talking about it about the time, which I only thought about the time because I knew we started late. It had nothing to do with the conversation.
Right.
But if we had more time, I definitely, we would have gotten into the D9 stuff. Can I guess which organization you're in?
Please.
Are you an Omega man?
You don't see this big red behind me?
What?
This red behind me?
I wasn't looking all back.
Yeah,
I'm an
Kappa man. Proud Kappa man. Yeah.
I know some good Kappa.
Geez, Michelle.
I know.
Well, this is a good one. So there you go. Add one to your list. Okay, so anything else, Michelle, that you would say as far as like takeaways from advice, tips for those going on a first date?
Other than what I already said?
Yeah. No, just wrap up because I know we got distracted.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. Demar.
She actually led well, so I'll follow her lead on the questions. And when she wasn't afraid to ask. I think that's one of the main things. Don't be afraid to ask. If you want to know, don't try to guess around because that can become an insult. Just ask and be honest about it. And then that opened up doors and everything else. So that was great. That was great about it.
Are there any do not ask for first dates, like topics that should not be touched on first date?
How much money do you make?
Right.
Do you think that's a turn off?
And I'm only saying that because I have guys who told me the one date the women asked that, and I'm like, people do that. Where do you do that at? So I think that's a stay away from.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. All right. So, all right. Go ahead, Michelle.
I was gonna say, as a woman, you want like a workaround.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk about this here, but over glass door, Google outreach, press that kind of thing. I'm not, but some women really know. So
Right. I completely agree with that. All right. So, okay. All right. So, I'm not sure what's going on with Yolanda's, we having some technical difficulties with Yolanda's sign in. Okay. So, I will bring on Carlos, and then Carlos and I will have a 5-minute conversation, and then I will bring back on Demar and Michelle, since we are like running on our time, and then we'll see. All right, so hey, Carlos. All right, okay. Oh, all right. Yay! Oh, hey, Yolanda. Hey, girl. Okay, so, all right, so let's fix this so that we can have that. Okay, so, all right, so I will step off stage with Michelle and Demar, and Yolanda and Carlos will have a conversation, and then we'll come back on in 5 minutes, and then we'll chat.
Hey, Carlos, how are you? I can't hear you. Oh, you're on mute, Carlos.
I was watching. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
So,
How are you?
I can't complain. I'm all right. I'm down here in Miami. Actually, I live in Atlanta, but I'm in Miami. As you can see, the nice condos and
Oh, I like.
whatever behind on. Yes, so I got. Yeah, so I'm in in this little suite, whatever. So it's
So
all
are you
right.
business?
Yes, I'm down here for business. I'm down here until Sunday. We're doing an event. Uh, it's not a secret with Shaka Khan and our client, Chef Jannard, and so at the historic Hampton House.
Oh, okay. So what do you do for a living? What's your career?
I'm a PR and marketing executive, so we represent a diverse pool of clients from Olympic gold medalists, Hollywood actors, Grammy Award winning artists, obviously a celebrity chef, as well as political figures and things of that nature. So, you know,
Good, good. So does it require you to travel a lot?
pre-COVID it did, but I will say that because of COVID, um, a lot of things are virtual. So this is only like my second in-person gig in the last, but everything else has been virtual. So, but nonetheless, what about yourself? Where are you at?
I'm in Florida. I'm closer to the Orlando area.
Okay,
So my profession is human resources. I do a lot of business management and consulting as well, some financials. Um,
okay,
I've been in HR for about 25 years. So, I've been in corporate America and I've also had my consultant business for about 20 years as well. So I try to do dual roles just to,
okay,
fresh and stay out there in the market. I travel a lot for business. So
okay.
pandemic slowed us down as well. So right now, just trying to get back into the swing of things. Hopefully I'll be traveling a little bit more.
Now, speaking of travel, do you like to travel personally as well, especially abroad?
I do. I love to relax. That R&R is, I think it's well needed. So I do like to go to the hotel, even if it's over a weekend. I like to order room service and be lazy. That's what
Okay, right, right. What's the most exotic place or the place that you've had the most fun that was the most memorable for you?
that's a great question. I don't know. I've traveled so much that it's never a dull moment. I can't pinpoint
So
one.
there's got to be one that was like, you know what? This when I went to Dubai, we went to Paris and we strolling down the Champs Elysees. You
I'll
know,
Let me tell you, I'll be honest. We did a trip to Freaknik one year, up to 100 years ago. And we got to Atlanta. We were young and, we up and we drove and we got to Atlanta and we just didn't want to come home. Every day it was an excuse why we didn't come home for a week. Like,
right.
no, we're too tired to drive. So I think Freaknik, yeah, I think that was it. I think
Wow. Wow.
most
Now,
exciting, fun. The experience was awesome. I was like about 18, so it was
yeah,
umpteen hundred years ago. But yeah,
yeah,
that
exactly,
you see a lot.
exactly. Now, speaking of travel and things of that nature, are you a person that likes to go out to eat at different restaurants when you go to different places and
I,
try the cuisine in those
I
neighborhoods?
Yeah, I do. I definitely. What about you? I like to eat nice foods. It has to be fresh. I like to try things. So I'm one of those people. I live on the edge. I take a lot of risks because you only live once. So I always tell people I'm
Like
a
that.
spirit. You only live once. Why not try it?
Right. Same here. I like to try restaurants, preferably local restaurants as opposed to the chains, because there's nothing more, I think, unselling for me to go to, whether it's overseas or even if you go somewhere like Houston or whatever, and just to go to somewhere that you can go to in Atlanta or Orlando because it's a chain. I like to go, and preferably some of our black-owned restaurants if there are. Um, but I also love to cook. I'm a damn good cook, and so I like to cook.
What's your favorite dish you like to cook?
I'll put it like this: my favorite dish, what people often request and require, Um, my pans, it's a honey barbecue salmon, and it's really a barbecue salmon with a kiss of honey because honey can be a little bit overbearing, so you just kiss it at the end. Um, but I do make a mean smoked Gouda mac and cheese, and I recently made one and I posted it on Facebook and Instagram. It was lobster and shrimp smoked Gouda mac and cheese, and it was yeah, it was to die for. I
Man,
like you
yeah,
know
good.
with asparagus and things of that nature, whatever. So, but yeah, I'm a single father as well. So I'm raising my 15-year-old son, and he has autism, and so every day is a new adventure with him. So yeah.
But you wouldn't trade it for the world, I bet you.
Oh no, 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 I wouldn't. I wouldn't. He's because kids with autism, and I jokingly say when I tell people that he has autism, they're like, "Oh," I said, "Oh, don't worry with him. He He doesn't doesn't have have a a helmet helmet on or on or anything." anything.
That's
Hey,
And
hey guys.
hey,
How was the conversation? We're going to start with Yolanda. How was Carlos?
I good. Yeah.
Okay, you're breaking up just a little bit. Okay. Try it again.
Am I
Just a little bit.
okay? Now, word all. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Carlos,
Sasha, do you
Sasha, do
have
you
some
have some
plug-ins?
plugins? Can you what?
I
I
said, do
said,
you
do
have
you
any
have some
plug-ins?
plugins? Plugins?
Yeah,
Yeah,
to your
to your
mic,
mic,
your
your
earphones.
earphones.
What are you
What are you
plugging in?
plugging in? Uh huh.
I
Yeah,
think
you
that's
can.
the
I think that's
problem.
the problem.
That's
Yeah,
unplug the
unplug the
speaker
speaker
so
Say what?
unplug
Unplug
this background.
background. Oh yes. So I can mute my mic, but I'm streaming live from Jamaica, and they're having a
Okay.
party downstairs.
Oh, that's
So,
okay.
okay. All right. So I will, I'll mute my mic in and out. Okay. So first, we'll ask Yolanda. Let us know, like, how was Carlos?
it was great. I think it was a great conversation. We were getting into it, and I would like to hear more. He was talking in my lane, the cooking, and he travels, so that most people are opposed to someone that travels a lot. So he travels probably just as much as me. He has a son. I didn't get to talk about my children, but I have adult children. But it was a great conversation. I can tell you, it was really great.
Cool. Okay. So, Carlos, what did you think about the conversation with Yolanda?
It was great. She seemed very natural. She didn't seem like she was putting on airs, and she seemed very down to earth. I I often talk about some of the pitfalls of dating, and one of the biggest pitfalls is I think people aren't being their authentic selves. Yolanda came across as someone who was very confident in who she is. She's very easy to talk to from a standpoint of the conversation, and she didn't go left and ask anything inappropriate or anything that I didn't mind opening up about. And so that's very important. And I think as we're going about dating, and this is obviously a virtual date and so forth, but just even in real life, I just think it's important that people are presenting them their authentic selves. Let people fall in love with the real you and not some version of you that you think that they want to get to know.
Right. Right. Now, so I'll ask you guys the same thing we asked Michelle and Demar. What are 3 takeaways that you would advise couples going on, or people who are dating, not couples, but going on a first date? What are 3 takeaways?
Ladies first.
So my three takeaways, it's along the lines as Carlos states: be yourself. You know, don't try to be someone else. Don't try to be who you think others. So be yourself is important. And listen, effective listening, and then typically at the top of a first date, people talk about what's important to them. So, you know, put that in your toolbox. So moving forward, you know how to build upon a better relationship. Because that first part of that conversation, I mean, we had a few moments, but it's what was important to Carlos is his role. I understand that, his travel, but his son. So those are three important things. So just listening, and he loves to cook, which is a plus, 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 plus. But things
I love that, Yolanda. Get out your pencil and pad. Write down those things and get to know and take it in, take a note. Oh, I love that. Carlos, your three takeaways.
Yes. First of all, always be authentic. Be respectful. I know that might sound cliche-ish or whatever, but I've been on some first dates where, to be perfectly honest, the person was not the most respectful person, and I mean just from simple privacy things that you wouldn't ask somebody on a first date. And the last would be open-minded. You know, you got to be open-minded to allowing yourself to get to know that person. And the only way to get to know that person is to ask things about them that they deem important. Yes, my son is of the utmost importance to me. We're a package, so I'm not one of those men that 3 months down the road, oh yeah, by the way, I got to know. At hello, I'm going to let you know that I'm a single father raising my son, and when I mean raising, I mean in the same house. It's me and him. So it's not a weekend situation or nothing against that, but I'm raising my son. I'm raising a young king, and
All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to add Michelle and Demar back onto our screen. And now you guys, so we'll start out with Michelle and Demar, right? You guys had a chance to hear Carlos and Yolanda's conversation. What are your thoughts on the conversation? We can start with ladies first, Michelle.
I thought their conversation was good. It seemed to flow pretty organically. I like that they talked about travel, and they got to the point where they were, he was able to talk about his kid and, what he's going through as a single father. So, and, the travel aspect, like I said, is just, a lot of fun. I think it's good to know, some of the questions that were asked. It's good to know those things right up front. So I thought it was pretty flawless and, seemed very natural.
Awesome. And Demar, what are your thoughts on their conversation?
I like how they said, they both said, Carlos said, to be open-minded, and Yolanda said to be authentic, and you can tell that's how their conversation flowed. They both went with those things, and it showed. I love how they brought their passions. Like Michelle said, they're traveling, and Carlos showed that he loves cooking and he loves his son. And he said from the hello, and I love that it wasn't no beating around the bush. This is who I am. And Yolanda, you could tell she wanted to say more too. And the conversation ended. She's like, wait, I got the same thing. I got the same passion. And unfortunately, the time ended, it expired. So, no, I really like the conversation a lot. It flowed well, and it felt right. It felt good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we're going back to Yolanda and Carlos. What did you think about Michelle and Demar's conversation? We'll start with you first, Yolanda.
I think the conversation flowed as well. I think Michelle seems a little shy, but I think Demar would bring it out of her. But I think it flowed really well. I think that, a little bit longer would have brought a little bit more, because initially she was a little slow start, but then once she started to get into it, she started to flow and her mind was, okay, I got it now. And, a lot of times with first dates, we're really shy. So I'm just a talkative person. So I'm a people.
Okay. All right. Now let me ask Demar really quick, right? Demar, how was Michelle's personality to you? How did you feel in the conversation? Did you feel that she was shy?
I felt good. I didn't, you know, I knew the AK. I knew her. She wasn't bougie, anything like that. It was real natural. It was open.
Not a shade at the AKA.
Yeah, and I was shade. I love
No.
my AK stuff.
I got to take
But no, it was well though.
Okay. And
It was good.
the reason why I asked Demar, Yolanda, is that so we see it from a female perspective, right? And we're always going to see it from a female perspective, right? But guys perceive things a little bit different. And so I wanted to see if he picked up on that same energy. And so that was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely worked. That was it was at times better. Like all said on first date. you can see a lot in 5 minutes.
All right,
Just
right.
be genuine and also try you how you want to be treated. That's the main thing. You know, a lot of people just rude.
Okay. All right. And then Michelle, how do you receive that feedback?
I'm fine with it. I've not anything heard before. I just tend to come off as a little bit more reserved and quiet, and shy side with one or inspiration and to take the easier path.
Right.
But eventually I definitely open up. I get to a point where you can't shut me up.
Oh no, we lost Yolanda. Okay. All right, she's gonna come back on. Okay. All right. So I mean, so that's that's good feedback. It's like because I think the whole goal here is to see ourselves, in others' eyes, right? Because that's really it's our perception is great. We're at it. Yeah. Okay. And so it's really good for us to see ourselves in other people's eyes, right? Because we have an image in our head and we help ourselves to grow as we kind of take in those perceptions and just evaluate it on our internal spectrum and then grow from that. So that was great feedback. Okay. And so I think we were on Carlos. Your feedback on Demar and Michelle's conversation.
Yeah, I felt like their conversation went well. Especially, I think Michelle has some familiarity with DC because she was asking about I want to say like a cigar bar or something like that. And Demar was actually able to say that he went to, I believe, like the going away party for I think it was a cigar bar, if I'm not mistaken. And so, and then ironically, I moved to Atlanta from DC. And so, so I'm definitely familiar with, the, what do you call it, U Street and all of the different various bars and things of that nature around that. And like Demar, I like to support Black-owned businesses. Mark Barnes and the crew, that's my dude. And but I think that their conversation went well once Michelle asked him about what he did, and he said that he was, Metro Police, a detective, and that he lives in the community that he actually works in, and so which makes a difference. And so I would have liked for them to get a little bit more into some of Michelle's interests, as well as even because we got to know that Demar likes to cigars, that he's into cigars and things of that nature. But I don't think we found out any of Michelle's hobbies, if I'm not mistaken, or real interests like that. And these are things that that I when I'm dating, I definitely want to find out because I want to know how we can enjoy one another's time.
Now, I'm gonna ask: are those things that you bring? Do you need to bring those things up on the first date? Because remember we're talking about first date, and I love something that Yolanda had said earlier, which was, your takeaways is, your tools, right? Your takeaways are these are the things that this person likes, right? Because kind of going back to that initial connection, right? Forming that emotional connection on the first date, right? um, is it important to talk about someone's hobbies on the first date?
Yes. I mean, I don't know if that was for me or was a follow up, but yes, I do because I think it's very important to find out what people's hobbies are, as well as even, let's be honest, even what their dislikes are. If there's something that you are, diametrically opposed to doing, you might want to say that, maybe not the first date, but at least the second date, so that um, that can be out there and it's not a topic of discussion months later. He's like, hey, I want to go power selling. Like, oh, I don't like power selling. It's like, well, so um, and I think when you go down that road of exploring, people will reveal to you who they are, but more importantly, who they're not. And so that's one of the reasons why I always ask what their hobbies are, because Yolanda kind of said it earlier. People lead in with what typically the things that are at the center of their heart or their focus.
All right. So this was great. This was absolutely great. I hope that you guys had, as I know I have this uncontrolled feedback, I mean, you could do one or two things. You could plug your ears, or you could or you could dance and be crazy with it, right? But it's all good. We're just going to ride with the waves, and we gonna jump and have fun with it, right?
That's right.
But this was great. I'm really glad that you guys took time out to be here and to be, so present and open and authentic in your conversations. I know that you all had great takeaways, for our audience. And so I'm sure they appreciate it, because I know first dates are not as easy as these four people make it seem. Sometimes it is the jitters, especially if there's like that spark or connection, right? And so I'm really glad that you guys were able to join us. You can make sure that you are following us on Love and Law Podcast. That's Love_Law Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you're following our page. If you're not following, hit that little bell to make sure that you're alert every time we have we go live. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's Love and Law Podcast. And so again, we are going to sign off here, but we appreciate you and we look forward to coming to you next Friday with these similar conversations. And so until then, take care.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. It was fun.
Bye.